Hello my fellow riders, today we're going to be talking about the new Lexmoto LSN 125cc motorbike. Now they did release this morning and this is the first chance I've had to actually go on and do a video on it, so here we are. I'm going to put my video up here and just trying a new sort of style, a quick one for today. So as you can see, it's a new model. This one's never been seen by Lexmoto before. It's similar to some of the other stuff people are bringing out at the minute, like Zontes have their ZT125, Kiwi have their RKF, and obviously you can go Japanese, but we're not going to compare this to Japanese bikes because it's not really what I do. So as you can see, it has the upside down forks, it's got a 6-speed gearbox, water cooled. We'll go into the specs a little bit more in a minute. It also has ABS. I like the way the exhaust is as well. That's quite unique for something these days. Zontes has a single with a heat shield on it. Yeah. It does look like a good looking bike. Oh, is that it? Right, so as it states on their poster they put up, this is the only information I actually have at the minute. They haven't released anything else. So it's a 6-speed gearbox. That's becoming fairly standard at the minute, so quite a lot of the more expensive Chinese bikes have got this. ABS brake system, again this is something that's becoming a little bit more standard. The Zontes has it, but the Kiwi doesn't. The Kiwi still has a combined braking system. Powerful inbuilt speakers and Bluetooth. They tried this before with their, I can't remember which one it is, Viper I think it was. Did it work? I don't think so, but time will tell. I'm not sure if the Bluetooth on this is just for music or you can get diagnostic. I would imagine it's still going to be just for music. And it's got USB connectivity, so you can stick in a some music on a USB stick. Smart LED dash. Again, I'm not sure what that means by smart. Until I actually physically get one, I can't tell you. But we're just doing the first look at this one at the minute. Distinctive LED headlights. Maybe. They are definitely different to lots of the other Lexmotos, but I think they are looking a little bit MT125-ish. So yeah. Morelli EFI system. Usually the EFI system that's coming on bikes at the minute is a Delphi one. Morelli, not sure on that one. Again, we'll look into it later on when we get a little bit more information on the bike, but as it stands at the minute I'm not 100% sure on the Morelli one. As I said, most of their bikes come with a Chinese one which is nondescript, or it comes with the Delphi. 15 litre tanks. On a bike like this you should be looking at high 80s to 90 miles per gallon, so you should be looking around 150-200 miles to the tank, depending on how much you rev the hell out of it, because this one's a high revving bike and a high capacity bike. Finance 2 years parts and warranty, labour and 2 colours, satin black and brushed grey. Now this is the part that everybody is going to be looking at, the £3,799. Now that's going to be an issue, I think. You're not encroaching on the Japanese market quite, because quite a lot of the Japanese market have also hiked up their prices. I'll explain why that is in a second. But you are at the very, very top of the Chinese. So you've got to compete with the Lexmoto, not the Lexmoto, the Zontes Z series bikes, so the G, the G1 and the U. and you've also got to compete with Kiwi. They're not going to be competing with Kiwi because Kiwi have also priced themselves out of the market on their RKF. And again, I'll explain that in a minute. Horsepower wise, 13.7. Now this is getting quite high. Usually, well, in previous years, all the Chinese manufacturers have tried to keep their horsepower lower, just because it helps with longevity of the engine, and I don't know the exact reasons, but it might have been to try and help them last a little bit longer. But now you're looking at quite a few Chinese manufacturers are bringing out the higher horsepower engines now. So Zonti's bring out their own one, Lexmoto. I'm not 100% sure who makes that motor, but again, we will find out more later on. So it's 6-speed standard, 13.7. So the legal limit in the UK for any motorbike is 14.75 horsepower. There was something on underneath this post saying that Suzuki are stating that their bikes are 15 horsepower. This is not true. They are rounding up. Legally in the UK, if the bike is not under 13.7 horsepower, it is classed as a different vehicle. You would have to go to the A2 license instead to use that vehicle. So if it is, then it's pointless trying to put it on a 125, because you only get a tiny bit more power and you have to take a whole new license, so there isn't really much point. So I would imagine that the Suzuki would be 14.75 and they've just rounded up the figures to make things look good. Liquid cool, again, that's a really good thing for these bikes, because they do need a lot more cooling than a standard air-cooled engine, and to produce the higher powers you need water cooling. So anyway, so yeah, it's just a quick look at the bike itself. They haven't released any videos, they haven't released a total spec of it yet, so as soon as we get one, we'll get a video out there. But at this price point, I don't know if Cheap Bikes for Us is going to get one. Right, so I will explain exactly why this one is more expensive and what I expect probably Lexmoto to do in the future when other factors diminish. The price will come down on this. So if this bike goes down to £3,200 plus OTR, I think that would probably be alright, but at the minute I think they're £500 out on the prices. And the reason for this is, at the minute, a shipping container of motorbikes costs £21,000 to bring into the country. 2 years ago, before COVID hit, it was £2,500. That is a massive hit for any of these companies to take, because you've got to think that £21,000 has to be divided by the amount of bikes you can fit in a container, and in these containers you get a 40-foot container, you're probably going to only get somewhere around 50 bikes, so that £21,000 has to be divided by 50 bikes. Otherwise, if you don't make any money on a bike, then what's the point? And also Kiwi have had a similar problem with their RKF, and they have put their prices up by £500. The problem that both of these companies have got at the minute is they are competing with Zonti's and their Z series, and they have not put their prices up, so their bikes are still £3,299 on the road, which means that they're really good bikes. They would be out-speccing the RKF anyway, and they would be coming close to out-speccing this slightly, not by a massive amount, but they do out-spec it. So are you going to pay the £3,799 plus £100 on the road for this one, or would you pay the £3,299 for the Zonti's and get a little bit of a better spec? Now, yeah, that's the problem that they're going to contend with, and I imagine that Zontes probably haven't put their prices up yet due to the fact that they ordered theirs well in advance of COVID, so they probably got the price at what it was, say, a year ago, whereas Lexmoto might have ordered this bike 3 months ago or 6 months ago, and yeah, they had to pay the 6 months ago prices. So yeah, this bike at this point, I think they've outpriced it. I think they know that they've outpriced it, but it's either going to go two ways. So they're either going to reduce the price now, which means that they're probably not going to make any profit on it, or they're going to wait a little bit until the prices come down on containers, which is happening now, but not at a very fast rate, and then they will reduce the price to, I think it has to be 3.2, and the Zontes has to stay at the same price. The Kiwi RKF, I think that has to drop by quite a lot, because both this bike and the Zontes bike outspec it, and it's the same price. So yeah. So hopefully you've enjoyed this quick look. It is a very, very quick look, and I've done it as easily as I can without any editing, so sorry for all the ums and ahs and all that sort of stuff, but I just wanted to get this out today, and the editing process takes quite a while. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you've got any comments, please comment below. If you like my video, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't, comment below and tell me how I can make my videos better in the future. Remember, this isn't my normal style, but it's just a quick look at the bike, being as it came out today and I want to get a video out fairly quickly. Subscribe to my channel to stay updated to all of my latest content. Remember, I have over 300 videos on many different motorbike related topics, so go check them out. Hit the join button if you want to help support my channel. I run this myself and it's not owned by any motorbike shop, so yeah, any help or appreciation or joins or anything like that would help me out a massive amount. But as always, ride safe.